My brother made my life hell and got my wife pregnant. Now he wants my help after our parents disowned him and left me their $2 million inheritance. Let me start with a warning, this is long, and it's not pretty. It's about betrayal, family, love, loss, and what happens when the people who are supposed to protect you are the first ones to stab you in the back. If this reads like a soap opera, trust me, it felt like living in one. But after all the heartbreak, silence, therapy, and time, karma finally decided to roll around. And now, the brother who took everything from me is begging me for help. I was born into a family where my place was decided before I could even speak. My older brother, Ryan, was the golden child. Athletic, outgoing, effortlessly charming. He could talk his way out of anything, and our parents ate it up. I, on the other hand, was the quiet one. The shy kid who liked books more than football. If Ryan broke something, I got blamed. If he bullied me, I was told, boys will be boys. He tormented me for years, petty stuff, mostly. Taking my things without asking, mocking my interests, humiliating me in front of guests. But sometimes it went darker. Locking me outside in the winter, pushing me down the stairs once as a joke. My parents shrugged it all off. Siblings fight. He was the prince. I was the spare. When he got a full ride to college, thanks to football, our parents were over the moon. They bought him a new car, gave him spending money, everything. I had to bust my ass working part-time jobs to cover what scholarships didn't. And still, I was the one they called when Ryan needed to be bailed out after a DUI. In college, I met someone who made me feel like I existed for the first time. Let's call her Anna. Anna was brilliant, compassionate, witty. She had this calming presence that felt like home. We started dating in my junior year, and I honestly thought I'd hit the jackpot. She didn't care that I wasn't popular, didn't mind my quirks. For once, I felt chosen, not in spite of who I was, but because of it. We got married after college. Small ceremony. Nothing flashy. Ryan showed up late, made a crude toast about finally finding someone who could stand me, and flirted with one of Anna's bridesmaids. I should have seen it then. But I didn't. For the next 2 years, things were good, or so I thought. We were working hard, saving up for a house. Anna started acting a bit distant, but I chalked it up to stress. She said she was tired. Work was rough. She needed space. Then I found her phone. It was a random Wednesday. She left it on the kitchen counter while she showered. A text popped up from R. Curious, I tapped it. I'll never forget what it said. Can't stop thinking about last night. You're better than he ever was. My stomach dropped. I opened the thread. Dozens of messages. Pictures. Voice notes. It was Ryan. My brother. My own flesh and blood. Sleeping with my wife. I didn't yell. Didn't scream. I just waited. She came out of the shower, saw the phone in my hand, and froze. I asked her how long. She didn't deny it. Just started crying. Said it just happened. Said she was lonely. That Ryan understood her in ways I couldn't. I was numb. Completely and utterly numb. Then she told me she was pregnant, and she wasn't sure who the father was. I walked out that night and never looked back. I filed for divorce immediately. Didn't bother speaking to Ryan. There was nothing left to say. My parents? They told me to stop being dramatic. That I couldn't throw away a family over one mistake. One mistake? I cut them off. All of them. It was the darkest period of my life. I crashed on a friend's couch for months. Went through therapy. Had panic attacks, trust issues, rage I didn't know how to process. But slowly, I rebuilt. I moved to a different city, found a stable job, started focusing on my health. After a few years, I met someone else, someone genuine. She's the reason I believe in second chances. We've been married now for 5 years. No secrets. No betrayal. Just peace. I never looked back at Ryan or Anna. Didn't care where they ended up. I focused on healing, on growing, on living. But the past has a funny way of circling back. 2 years ago, my mom passed away after a long battle with cancer. I didn't go to the funeral. I grieved in my own way. My dad followed a year later, stroke. Out of respect, I showed up to his funeral. That's when I saw Ryan again, for the first time in nearly a decade. He looked bad. Hollow. Tired. Greasy hair, ratty clothes, smelled like booze. He didn't even make eye contact with me. A week later, I got a call from my parents' lawyer. They had left everything to me. The house. Investments. Savings. Retirement. Nearly $2 million in total. Ryan got nothing. The lawyer handed me a letter from my father. It read, "We failed you. We saw it too late, but we saw it. I hope this helps make up for the years we ignored your pain." I cried. Not because of the money. But because for the first time in my life, someone finally acknowledged that what happened to me mattered. 3 days later, I got a message. "Ryan. Greater than hey, can we talk?" I ignored it. Then came the voicemail. "Greater than I know I messed up. But I'm in a really bad place. I need help. Just a bit to get back on my feet. You're my brother, man." Still, I said nothing. Then came the guilt trip. "Greater than you got everything. Don't you think it's fair to share a little? It's what mom and dad would have wanted." That's when I snapped. I sent him one final text. "Greater than you spent your life tearing me down. You humiliated me, stole from me, betrayed me in the worst way possible, and now you want my help? You made your bed. Lie in it. Do not contact me again." Blocked. Sometimes I wonder if I was too harsh. But then I think back to all the nights I cried myself to sleep. All the years I felt worthless. All the times I begged for love from people who had none to give. No. I wasn't harsh. I chose peace over pain. Healing over history. And sometimes, walking away is the most powerful thing you can do. So no, I'm not giving him a cent. He had every chance in the world. He just never thought he'd lose everything. Update. It's been 3 weeks since I blocked Ryan. 3 weeks of silence. Until I received a certified letter at my door. He's suing me. Apparently, he hired a lawyer and is challenging our parents' will, claiming I manipulated them during their declining health, said I isolated them and influenced their estate planning so he'd be cut out. Let me remind you, I hadn't spoken to my parents in nearly a decade. I didn't even attend my mother's funeral. But according to Ryan, I somehow orchestrated all this to steal his rightful inheritance. The most ironic part? In the original draft of the will, I saw it with the lawyer, both of us were set to split everything 50-50. It was only after Dad rewrote it, 2 years before he died, that the entire estate was left to me. He didn't just cut Ryan out. He wrote in black ink. Greater than Ryan is not to receive any part of this estate. He has caused irreparable harm to this family. There's no mistaking what that meant. No room for interpretation. But Ryan doesn't care. He wants to make noise. He wants to cause damage. Because that's what he does when he has nothing left, he burns bridges that already collapsed under his own weight. But this isn't just about money. The lawsuit opened a door I'd nailed shut. I've been forced to relive everything, my childhood, the betrayal, the years I buried myself in therapy trying to feel safe again. I found an old journal I hadn't touched in years. One entry read. Greater than Ryan told my girlfriend in high school I wet the bed. I don't, but she dumped me anyway. Said she didn't want to deal with a freak. He laughed so hard he cried. I was 17 when I wrote that. I'm 38 now. I've worked hard to build a life that isn't defined by him, but now, because of this lawsuit, I'm being dragged into depositions, character reviews, and even therapy evaluations from 10 years ago. His lawyer subpoenaed every piece of paper he could get his hands on. The most twisted part? Anna, my ex-wife, is on his witness list. Yep. The woman who slept with my brother and admitted the baby might not be mine is willingly helping him. I guess misery really does love company. My wife, my real wife now, is scared. We have 2 kids. A home. She doesn't want our peace disturbed. And I get it. This whole situation has thrown our life into chaos. But I won't give him a penny. If he wants to drag this into court, let's go. I have the will. I have the medical records that show my parents were of sound mind. I have the receipts. And I have decades of buried pain that I refuse to let him profit from. But here's the thing, Ryan doesn't want justice. He doesn't want reconciliation. He wants revenge. He can't stand the fact that the little brother he tormented finally got ahead. He can't stand that I have a life he'll never touch, because everything he ever had, he destroyed with his own hands. And the cherry on top? A paternity test from the divorce finalized years ago revealed the baby wasn't mine. But it also wasn't Ryan's. Anna cheated on both of us. And he's still defending her. I'll keep fighting. Not for the money. Not for the house. But because I refuse to let the past ruin the future I earned. And if this ends up in court, I'll stand there, calm, steady, and let the truth speak for itself. Because this time, he doesn't get to rewrite the story.